Today on The Young and the Restless, Maria and Sharon discuss being moms, Daniel and Lily talk about their night together, and Devin has a plan to honor Neil. At Crimson Lights, Sharon is thrilled when Maria wheels in the baby. Maria explains the angel has been wailing and needs to rest. She needs caffeine or anything else she has to say will be gibberish. As Sharon gets her a drink, they talk about her busy schedule and lack of sleep. Sharon senses there's more going on than just that. Sitting down, Maria explains she was thrown by something that happened and it embarrassed her. Someone asked if Aria was her first child and she wasn't sure how to respond. It left her flustered because she didn't want to deny Dom. But Aria is her first child. Sharon can see how complicated that is. She has to stop and think when people ask her how many kids she has too. Cassie was important and talking to people about the loss of a child makes them uncomfortable. Maria thinks about her sister too. She wonders if they would have had their own language and dressed alike. They laugh as they talk about someone already telling Maria that Aria looks like her. Sharon tells her just to take each comment as it comes. Maria thanks her for being the best. Her mom is sorry she missed the early years of her life. Maria says they need to forget the past and concentrate on the now. As a new mom, she's never been more grateful to have Sharon as her mother. At Chancellor Winters, Daniel stops by to talk to Lily, but says he hates that he keeps leaning on her. They sit down and he explains that he had a strange conversation with Summer, and it's difficult to talk about. He explains that he ran into her in the park, and she's having a hard time. There aren't any answers in the world, so she's making them up in her head. It's hard for him to see Summer like that. Lily says that what matters is that he was there for her. He thinks his sister has some serious rage and it's not helping her cope. He's not sure how she will be okay. They both want their mom back so bad they are seeing her in their dreams, but Summer is also seeing her while she's awake. Lily explains that losing someone is soul-crushing and that grief won't go away fast. As they work through that, they will do and say things they regret. Daniel makes it clear he doesn't regret reconnecting with Lily and hopes she isn't regretting it either. She's very clear that she doesn't regret it. It was something they wanted and needed. They have both been dealing with a lot. Daniel doesn't think either of them is in a place to start something new, so there is no need to label anything. Lily agrees. It was lovely. They are good, and their friendship is what's important. Daniel takes off as Devin sticks his head in. He asks Lily how things are with Omegasphere and notes he's been picking up on a vibe between her and Daniel. His sister says that things are going great with the Omegasphere. He thinks that's terrific and has some ideas to bump off her. The siblings are happy to be working together again. Devin announces that he wants to christen the Neil Winters Lounge properly by throwing a party there. The plans are already made and Abby has arranged things. It's crazy to think it's been 4 years since they lost their dad. He likes to imagine their father has seen everything. She's sure he's been rooting for them every step of the way. Summer goes to Chancellor Park and replays her conversation with Phyllis in her head. Chance startles her. He apologizes, but she doesn't mind the company. She wonders why he's not out looking for Stark's killer. The cop says that's not supposed to be public knowledge. He explains he's not out looking for clues. That's not what detectives really do. Mostly they just watch people and think. Chance is sure they have a lot of the same things weighing on their minds. When she asks about Stark, the detective says he doesn't want to bring up any painful memories. He offers to keep her updated on the case. Summer asks about the physical evidence concerning Stark's death. That gives the cop the feeling something is going on. She gets flustered and he suggests she tell him if she's learned something. "You're the police. How can I know something you don't?" she asks. Summer apologizes for snapping at him. Chance knows she's in pain and suggests wandering around alone might not be the best idea. New study says pollution-related deaths are on the rise worldwide. Daniel shows up and wonders why Summer is in the park again. His sister claims she's fine. Chance asks what happened when they were there before. Summer insists it was just a family thing and asks to speak to her brother alone. After Chance walks off, Daniel brings up Stark being murdered. His sister tells him to forget everything she said. Daniel finds it hard to buy her being right about Stark's death. She claims she just doesn't know how to be in a world without their mom. She doesn't know what was going on last night and now claims she hasn't been seeing their mom. Chance joins Christine at Crimson Lights. They talk about the Stark case. He points out that he could have been killed in Geno City and then dumped. The cop feels like he needs to dig into this. She points out they still have evidence against Diane. That case is airtight and she intends to try it. Jack goes to the prison to see Diane. She reminds him that she has told him to stop returning. Jack still want to marry her now? That's not romance, Jack. That's denial, and it breaks my heart, she says. He insists that's not the case and is determined to get her through this. She is his life, and he wants to visit her every day. Frustrated, Diane curses him. As good as this moment may feel, nothing has changed and she won't drag him down with her. Before Diane can send him away, he announces that Jeremy Stark is dead. She's shocked. Although it's a relief, she realizes this isn't going to work in her favor. Now that he's gone, the only person who could clear her is dead. Jack thinks this will only make the authorities dig deeper into Stark, and that could unearth something. Diane loves that he's holding on to hope, but she has no strong defense, and the case against her is getting stronger every day. Jack reminds her of how much she has overcome and insists he can help her through this too. Jack says giving up is not a possibility. Kyle arrives as Jack exits. Sitting, she tells her son that she doesn't want to ruin his life again. He jokes he's capable of doing that on his own. Seeing her in prison doesn't cause him pain, not seeing her would. Kyle is confident she's innocent and insists they will prove it. Diane worries about the toll this is taking on his marriage. Kyle admits it is, but he's sure they will get past it and go back to normal. They chat about Harrison and how thrilled he was to learn his DD was an architect. She's terrified the boy's heart will be broken if she doesn't make it home. Kyle urges her to hang tight while he, Jack, and Michael work on getting her out. She thinks they need to face the strong possibility she will be wrongfully convicted. Jack runs into Chance on the Crimson Lights patio and takes a dig at him for not working harder. He warns the cop that he will hold him to account. Looking into the Stark case is the only way Diane will be cleared. In the park, Daniel is startled when Summer mentions that Stark was stabbed with scissors. If the cop wasn't giving her any details, how does she know about that? He can hardly believe he's doing it but asks if Summer killed Stark. Summer denies it. If she tells him what she knows, he has to keep it quiet. Everything she told him last night was true. She's not crazy. She knows what happened to Stark because she heard it from the person who stabbed him to death. Mom, she's alive, she tells him.